Hello everybody, this is Petey from BurgZerg Arcade at BurgZergArcade.com, and this is tutorial 276. Now to start this one off, I wanted to cover a little bit of an error that's going to pop up now since we made some edits. If we go ahead to the character generation scene and we go to start it, we're going to have this problem where the name shows up, nothing else, and we're going to get this null reference. And we'll just go ahead. Actually, this isn't the one we're worried about. That will go away on its own. We'll scroll to the top. And we see how it's creating our PC instance, and then we get this null reference error. And if we come in and we take a look, it's at the part where it's trying to display the name. The problem is, if we go into our base class, we went ahead and switched it over to being a private. What we have to do, basically name doesn't equal anything right now. It's just null. So up here we can, just either make it equal empty up there. Down here in the awake function, I already had a method to do this. Or sorry, not a method, but a line of code to do it. Right there. Either or, you can make it equal to anything you want. Maybe you want it, all your characters starting off named Bob. Whatever you want. I'm just going to leave mine a string empty. I'm going to go ahead, we'll save that off. We'll come back into Unity. I'm going to go ahead, we'll clear this. Start this back up. And there we go. Screen's not quite big enough to display everything. But anyway, I can work with a bigger screen later. But there we go. Everything works fine now. Just one quick bug I wanted to start off with at the beginning. Now the next one I wanted to go over were the enums that I did from the last tutorial. So we'll go ahead, we'll open this up. And let's quickly go over them. There's armor slot, attribute name, damage type, equipment slot, item type, jeweler slot or jewelry slot, rarity type, skill name, and vital name. So the skill name, vital name, and attribute name we did do. The rest I did after the recording. But there's a few things I wanted to go over. Go ahead and open up armor slot and equipment slot. Now armor slot was something we were using at the very beginning. And it was probably commented out in the script it was in, which would have been the armor script. And if we go ahead and we take a look at the equipment slot, it's the exact same thing except we've added, offhand, main hand, and the count. We actually had offhand here, so we added 2 more lines of code to it. So I'm actually going to get rid of the armor slot one now. So I'm just going to go ahead and close that down. I'm going to come in, actually just delete it, and let's go ahead and we'll open up jewelry slot. And the jewelry slot has a few more slots where we can wear equipment that we have not added to our equipment slot yet. And I will add them later on. Right now, since we aren't working with jewelry, I'm just going to leave them in this enumeration over here. And I'm just going to go ahead and put this little comment up here that at some point we do have to integrate this into our equipment slots. So I just wanted to point that out. The next one I want to look at is our character customization scene. If we go ahead and we start it up, we get a couple warnings down here that certain scripts are missing, so they apparently lost their reference. The first one I'm looking at here, it's pretty easy. This has to do with the character scale. So I'm going to go ahead and just search for scale. Character mesh scale. We'll go ahead, we'll just drag that on there. And now when we start it back up, we're still missing one. I'm going to have to hunt that one down, remember what it was. But notice here now we have our little scale bars back. And I think maybe this one here had to do with changing your face or the head. Let me go check out in the other videos what it was, and I'll be right back. Alright, after checking it out, it turns out it was just our detect leak script. It's right here, so we can go ahead and just drag that right on, start it back up. Actually, it wasn't even enabled. We were just using that to keep track of game objects and whatnot to see what was not being destroyed properly, basically to manage our resources. You can leave it on or take it off. I'm actually going to go ahead and just take it off because it caused, as you can see, a bit of confusion for me, as it wasn't something that is part of the actual game itself. It was just a tool to use. So we'll go ahead, we'll clear this off. Now one thing I did notice when I was going back through the videos is that my head changer wasn't there anymore. Let's zoom in just so we can get a better look at this. For some reason, this game object did not exist in the scene anymore. I don't know if that was lost during the actual import, or for some reason I deleted it. But anyway, yeah, we wanted the ability to change the head. See if we can give him a hairstyle now. Actually, let's start this back up. Do I have eyebrows? I do have eyebrows. Okay, I'm just making sure I was starting on the right index. So let's go ahead. We'll change this a bit. Let's make him a little thicker. Let's make him fat. A little taller than average. You start off with this color skin. When I come redo this with NGUI, I'm probably going to go ahead and switch back to sliders. But anyway, that's good enough for now. I'm going to go ahead, hit next, head into game. And I seem to have picked up that glitch where the leg is always in the air again. I'm not sure why. Let's just go ahead and make sure nothing else is broken. Now, when I went ahead and started using Mechanim, the animations actually worked all perfectly together. So we'll go ahead, we'll open up our inventory. Let's give him a nice hat. There we go. Actually, give him that one. It's a little weird. I'm not sure why the animations are screwed up again. But like I said, I'm not too worried about any of the animation stuff right now because we're going to be fixing all that in Unity 4. So we'll go ahead, we'll stop that off. Now that pretty much does it for this video. It's another short one. It was about 7 minutes, just over 7 minutes, but I believe I've got everything fixed now that needs to be fixed. There's no more warnings popping up for the stuff that we can deal with right now. So next I want to start going through it scene by scene. One of the major things I want to do is start integrating NGUI so we can clean up all our GUI stuff, as I really don't like the built-in system. It's just not very efficient, especially for what we want to do. So we're going to do that. I guess we'll just start at the first scene, which I think we're calling main menu. And one of the things I actually get asked about is splash screens. When your game's first loading up, how to display splash screen. That's pretty much the exact same thing as we're doing for the main menu here, except we can integrate a splash screen here. So maybe that's what we'll work on next. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.